Hey, good morning, Huntsville. Welcome into another episode of Good Morning Huntsville. Here we are on a Thursday. The rain has let up for a moment, but it's coming back. And all next week, 40, 50, 60%. But you know what, Justin? This show is all about lifting people up. So we're not going to come in here with this rain attitude.
No gloomy weather attitude.
No rain attitude. Happy Thursday to you. Let us know that you're out there. We'd love to hear from you as always. And make sure you let us know. Just comment, like, share, do whatever you can. And let us know what you're thankful for this morning. Every Thursday, we like to get this show rolling with a little attitude of gratitude. And so many of you this morning may be waking up in a tough situation, a broken relationship, an illness. I just want to remind you this morning, we got a lot to be thankful for, especially here in Huntsville and Walker County. So please wake up with that attitude of gratitude. Find that one thing every single morning, despite the circumstance. You're not ignoring the circumstance, but you're not going to live the circumstance. And so just realize today that you've got an opportunity to make an impact. You are important. And that's how we're going to open up the show today, Justin.
Absolutely. Always be better than you were the day before.
I love it, man. Good to see you. Justin Cody Killingsworth joining us, JCK.
Right. I'm getting all the names wrong. Huh?
Yeah, I had everything messed up today, man. From the Color Bar, our Thursday Foundation 5 sponsor. What's up, Justin? How you doing, man?
You know, just living life.
You got the name tag on today.
It was last week, too.
Yeah.
You know, when I actually am ready in the morning, it's already on.
Yeah.
So.
Were you trying to throw one at me like I'm not ready, right, today?
Well, no.
I wasn't. Let me be clear here, because we're all about transparency and honesty on this show. I had went and spoke to some folks at the FCA this morning, FCA Coaches Breakfast. It was exciting, but I realized that, you know, speaking at a coach's show or a coach's breakfast, man, you better speak and then get on. And
right.
I didn't get on quick enough. I left there at 6:56 this morning and then raced over here. So that's why we're running.
That's okay.
That's why we're on the 7:10 show this morning.
The 7:10 show.
So we were planning on doing this from the Chamber Breakfast, but we felt like this was a better setup today because we do have our good friend Chris Brawley will be joining us here in just a few moments from coming in and talking about their mission and what they do. Very exciting program lined up today, and appreciate you connecting us with Chris, Justin.
Yes, absolutely. He runs a really fabulous organization. So
yeah. Well, again, we did want to highlight the Chamber Breakfast happening, so you still got time to get out there. We're going to be there as soon as the show wraps up. It'll get started. Doors open at 7:30, but the program really gets underway at 8 a.m. over at Farmhouse Cafe. Always a great time to get out and network, meet other people. And
you get breakfast.
And you get good breakfast, too.
Yeah.
I'm not talking like, we're not talking like some $1.99 breakfast. We're talking about a buffet, baby. You can go back for seconds. You can go back for thirds.
Well, Paula Armstrong goes back for fourths.
Yeah, Paula, we love you. We know that you do. So, but yeah, man, it's a good morning. You know, a lot of rain has been happening overnight, Justin, and let's just get all the rain out of the way now so we can have a nice summer.
I know. We have so many things coming up this weekend too. Like the Wind Down Whiskey Up is Saturday. We have the music series at Rather Park. They just installed the brand new lights. So you were out there with me yesterday, and we were the new Main Street manager playing with the lights and getting them to change colors and all the things. And Wisniewski Dodge is throwing their grand opening. So there's so many things to do this weekend.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot going on, and we're going to continue to update our events calendar. We need your help too, friends. So if you've got events that you're having, please let us know. Go to hellohuntsvilletx.com and submit those events, and you can let us know what you're doing, and we'll be more than happy to publish those on the website. We are over 1,300 followers now,
yes.
And so very thankful for that. Closing in on 100 newsletter subscribers just here in our first month. Not saying all those things to boast, saying all those things because of you, the community, helping to grow this platform as we want to reach all of Huntsville, all of Walker County. And, man, I'm telling you, when I came on, we talked about how it may be a groggy day for some of you. But when you go to our website, when you listen to this show, we always want it to be an opportunity just for you to be lifted up despite the circumstance.
Absolutely.
What's new over at the Color Bar, man?
Nothing.
Who does I got to ask you this. Who does your hair?
Many people.
Okay. I didn't know if you're one of these miracle workers in the salon industry where you can do your own.
No, that would take too much time.
So you don't do it. You got many others.
Amber, Gala. I mean, whoever's available, kind of.
Do you ever go anywhere outside the Color Bar to get your hair done?
I do
Okay.
sometimes.
All right, there you go.
Not necessarily colored, but cut.
Full transparency here on the show this morning.
I have a longtime friend that cuts my hair down in Houston. So
awesome! You got to spread the wealth, man.
Yes.
So it's always good. I was amazed. There was a gentleman that I worked with in Fargo, and he had won the Walter Payton Defensive Player of the Year award there in FCS. They have a award they give out in the FCS level for best defensive player, best offensive player. Really awesome athlete, really good dude too. And He came into our show. Now he's co-hosting that show. After I left, he's on there every single day at this particular station up in Fargo. Great folks. But it was funny because I asked him, he came in with a haircut one day. I said, man, you got a hair? Who does your hair? And he goes, I do my hair. We're talking about a guy that was like a standout FCS college football athlete. He also played in the NFL for about 8 to 10 years.
Wow.
And the guy cuts his own hair. So,
No.
I can't do
Not
that.
me.
What did you do during COVID? Did you still have someone cut your hair?
Well, if I want a basic cut, I can cut it.
Okay.
You know, like.
I just wanted to hear you say vroom on
I'm
the show
sure.
this morning. Well, hey, welcome in.
Maybe
We
it's
want
like
to, appreciate everybody joining us here as we bring you the show every single Monday through Friday. Again, Justin Killingsworth joining us from the Color Bar. They're the ones that help make the show possible, highlighting great events, highlighting a lot of folks in our community. They're doing great things. I also wanted to mention, too, we are broadcasting live downtown from our studio. This studio is made possible by our good friend, Mr. Elliot Herzlich with Elliot's Jewelers. Please visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. Our good friend, Mr. Chris Brawley, joins us when we come back on the other side. Stay with us. This is Good Morning Huntsville.
Okay.
Hey, good morning, friends. Welcome back into Good Morning Huntsville. Beautiful morning here on a Thursday. Rob Hipp alongside Justin Killingsworth and our good friend, Mr. Chris Brawley, joining us from Restore Texas Ministries. Good to have you, Chris.
Good morning.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on today. Appreciate your time and just wanted to bring you on. Justin had said, hey, we got to get Chris on the show, man.
Absolutely.
And if you're looking at the title, can I say the joke real quick that I had earlier? So Justin has Chris in his phone as Chris Amber because
Yes.
your wife is Amber.
Yes.
And so when the contact came to me, and I went to your website, I should have known this. I was just rushing over here this morning, had everything set up. But I had it listed as the title is Chris Amber joining us this morning. So welcome in, Chris Amber.
Good morning.
So, well, hey, man, it's good to have you on today. We wanted to highlight just the great work that you're doing with Restore Texas Ministries. Before we kind of dig into that, just give us a little bit about your background, my friend.
So I have dealt with addiction in my life, so that's how I ended up at Restore, and that's how I'm helping these guys out there figure a way out of it. I've been to prison. Once I got out of prison, I found myself at Restore, and I've been there ever since.
And this is founded here in Huntsville.
Yes.
And so, Chris, it's a great organization helping guys that have just been involved in tough situations. And we've had some other folks, a good friend of mine has a recovery house in the North Austin area, Florence, Texas. We had a gentleman from Conroe. And, when you hear of folks that are going through tough situations, it's very important organizations like Restore Texas Ministries. I know you gave us a brief background of yours, but just kind of tell us a little bit about the organization and how it got started and how it got involved.
Restore Texas Ministries, I think we've been open for 8 years, and Monty Robinson started the place. And since then, we've had a couple of different directors. I found myself as the director about a year ago, a little over a year ago. It started off as they had 6 guys. We had one dorm. We could house 6 guys, and now we've grown to be able to house, we've got 12 guys there. We're in the process of building another dorm that would house 10 more. And until all the storms came through and kind of almost blew the building over.
Yeah, you were telling us about that this morning, man. So, definitely prayers that everything stays okay over there for sure.
Yes. We've got the insurance adjusters coming out. We're going to look at everything, and I'm sure we'll build it back better, so to speak.
Yeah. Again, Chris Brawley joining us here, director over at Restore Texas Ministries here in Huntsville. It's such a critical, and I hate to say that we have to have these facilities, but we do. We do have to have a place for guys. You have been in that situation. You have faced time behind bars, and you know how important it is to just to get back and to love on people, man, that are going through these situations. What are some of the things that Restore Texas Ministries does to help guys that are struggling?
One of the first things we do is work on love, like you said. A lot of men that are coming out of prison or faced addiction problems, they've never understood what it was to love or to be loved by somebody. So the first thing we work on is we love on them, help them build a relationship with Christ, build a brotherhood between one another. Help each other stand up whenever we're struggling. And I say we because I'm one of those guys.
Sure.
So I depend on these guys just as much as they depend on me.
What are some of the needs of the organization? And we always, of course, want to highlight nonprofits and the great work such as Restore
Absolutely.
Texas Ministries. What are some of the needs people out there watching saying, I know somebody, man, I'd like to help out. I'd like to get involved.
One of the biggest needs that we have right now, and that's speaking to today, we've got, it takes a lot to keep that place going. We have vehicle issues, transmission go out on a vehicle and then we're down one, and we're trying to figure out how we're going to get guys to and from work, church, classes, groups. Biggest need right now is I've just hired a mechanic to come out and help us out. But monetary, we need help to pay for it, pay for the services.
What do you tell us a little bit about the outreach programs that you guys have as far as getting new guys in, and just kind of the recovery process that the guys go through.
So when somebody shows up to Restore, generally we do a lot of work in the community. So when the guys show up, we start off every morning with devotion, and then we'll get a work detail and we'll go out to work. We do remodeling, landscaping, we do all kinds of different things, whatever the community calls for, really. And the guys will go out, we'll go to work. At the end of each day, generally about 6 p.m., we have a class Monday through Friday. They get everything from Bible study to financial freedom. We've got all types of different class, 12-step programs. They go to Celebrate Recovery here in Huntsville on Tuesday nights. We get a lot of guys that come straight from prison, and I go into the holiday unit on Thursdays with a veterans program, and I've actually got 2 veterans there now, combat vets. Got a phone call last night for another guy that's a combat vet that's looking to graduate the AIM Vets program, and they'll be coming over. Hopefully, they'll be coming over to Restore also.
I think I love the mission here. Again, Chris Brawley is joining us this morning from Restore Texas Ministries. We've got the website up. You can go online to restoretexasministries.org. And right there on the website, working to restore men and heal relationships. And this is a Christ-centered trade school equipping committed men with another chance to live productive lives. And I think that's so important because you think about when you spend time behind bars, what are you going to do once you get out? How are you going to transition back into the workplace? Right. With the trade school, you mentioned some things. What are some other things that these guys learn while they're at the trade school?
A lot of men don't know how to react in the workplace environment, not in a positive way. A lot of men start drinking at work. They get stressed with work and then come home, and then it bleeds over into their home life. And so these guys show up, and we do a lot of carpentry work. If they don't know how to do it, they spend 9 months learning how to do it, so that when they leave there, they're gainfully employed. They've got a skill that they can fall back on, and they can have a fighting chance.
So they actually work with you guys, find work and do things for the community.
Yes.
What about when they go to exit the program?
We try to find different companies in town that are hiring. It depends if they want to stay in Huntsville. If they want to stay in Huntsville, we'll get them plugged into. We've got a lot of resources here in town. A lot of people looking to give people another chance. So we'll get them employed, get them a job. After they graduate, after 9 months, they can stay at the transitional living for another 90 days if they choose to. Help them get a couple of paychecks under their belt and find them a vehicle, get them a place to rent. Just help them get started.
We're talking to Chris Brawley here. being on our show today, and we appreciate him from Restore Texas Ministries, a very valuable program here in the Huntsville area. And I don't want to just say Huntsville. I'm sure that you guys reach outside of this community as well. What are some of the areas you serve, Chris?
Pretty much if they call and they're close enough, we'll go and pick them up. I've gone as far as Longview, Texas, Tyler. We've had one guy that was all the way up in Wichita Falls. So we travel pretty good distance just to pick guys up and get them in.
How are guys normally finding out about Restore Texas Ministries?
Well, normally through the website. Most of it's word of mouth. Somebody knew somebody that had some problems, and they call, their family calls. The website does a lot. Within the TDCJ, we're on the approved parole list.
That's good. Yeah,
so there's a list in there that the guys can go to the law library, get our address, send us a letter, and then we'll send them back an acceptance letter saying that they're accepted into the program. They can give that to parole. Parole will give us a call, and then when they're released, they can come to our program, providing we have a bed open.
Right. How many men have gone through the program from start to
finish? I think there's been 365.
And what was the year span?
9 years or 8 years.
That's really good.
Yeah, we've had. I was actually working with a foundation out of Houston to get some funding to build this new dorm, and I never knew the numbers really until I was pulling them up for them so that I could talk to them about percentages. How many people actually make it through the program and do well? We have a really high percentage rate of guys that graduate, stay plugged in, and do well. It's almost 30%.
Is there outreach after they leave the program? Are there still things that they can come back to on a consistent basis?
Absolutely. I encourage everybody that goes through our program to stay plugged in. We hold open service on Sunday night and Wednesday nights, and a lot of the guys will come back, bring their families back, which they start the family coming. They have the families come while they're in the program. We try to restore the relationships right off the bat. But we got guys that stay plugged in constantly. They come to the Celebrate Recovery, Overcomers. They're still a part of it.
Again, Chris Brawley joining us here from Restore Texas Ministries, giving us some education on a very important program that is here in this area. You know, when Justin brought it up, I didn't know you guys were here, and I thought, man, this is amazing. This is why we have this show. We want to highlight organizations in our community that are making a difference, and there is that transition period when folks are behind bars and they've got to find a way to find work. And really, how do you reintegrate with the community? How do you get involved? How do you hold back some of those emotions? And I think having that in a discipleship type atmosphere is important. Talk a little bit more about that, just on the Christ-centered focus that the organization has.
So our greatest commission is to love your neighbors yourself, right? And that's what we work on first. And the guys that come in, if you've ever dealt with somebody that's been behind bars, they call it institutionalized, but there's a certain way you carry yourself. And it's hard to accept criticism or correction or transparency from anybody else until I know I didn't understand that whenever I first got to Restore. After being there for 7 months or so, it started to make sense. And whenever you are transparent with the people around you, it makes it so much easier for you, and it makes it so much easier for them. The discipleship program is about bringing guys in with humility. Pride is a big issue, especially coming out of prison. So the guys have to learn to set pride aside and be willing to go to work, be willing to show up, because half the battle is just showing up. If you can show up, then you've done a lot already. So
yeah, it's
pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, very important. Again, we've got the website up here on the screen for you right now, and we appreciate Chris being here with us. You can go online. Again, that website is restoretexasministries.org. There's some success stories in here as well. When I clicked on the link, James Matthew was a chaplain at RTM for 2 years. He has seen firsthand what God is doing with the organization. You can watch that video, learn more about James and just other success stories, the leadership team. There's also, rules that these guys have to follow. Can you highlight some of those rules for us, Chris?
So they've got to be back on the property by 9 p.m. each day. You've got to be willing to show up on time for classes. We show up every morning for devotion. Be willing to go to work. Constant drug tests. We drug test as often as we can. Drug and alcohol tests. These guys have freedom. They go to work, and on the way home from work, they can stop at the convenience store. And nowadays, you can buy just about whatever you want from a convenience store to fail a drug test or alcohol test. So these guys have to make choices each day. And I can honestly tell you that, and I think for the past 4 months, 5 months, I haven't had anybody fail a drug test.
That's great.
At all. And that's saying something.
That's great. And again, such a valuable organization. You know, we've talked to other programs that help men that are struggling with drug and alcohol addiction. You know, I'm sure you see guys that battle that, but more so you're talking about guys who have been in the system that are back out. What guys are you seeing come through the program?
Man, we've got guys from all different walks of life. We actually do a lot of work with the mission here in town. Dave Smith's a good friend of mine, and we get guys from there too. So, and they get people from all over the place also. A lot of the guys that come through there have either been to jail or prison and have dealt with addiction either most of their lives or all of their lives, at least adult lives. Most of the time, when somebody shows up there from prison, they're looking for a way to get back on their feet.
Right.
And that's the main focus that we try to help them get up on their feet, get a job, and get them a new start.
Yeah, I think that's important. I like what you said too, man. It's about showing love to others, and the Great Commission calls us to go out and spread the word of Christ. And Christ is, you know, that's what He did. Is He loved on people.
That's right.
And I love what Restore Texas Ministries is doing here. You can visit their website, Restore Texas Ministries, rather online, restoretexasministries.org. Is Chris Brawley joining us here? Not Chris Amber, Chris Brawley joining us here on the program.
Chris Amber's husband.
That's right, Chris Amber's husband joining us here on the program today. You said guys from all walks of life, and I think too, you know, some guys when are you seeing guys come through the program that may have been involved in burglaries and those kind of things?
There has been, yes. The only thing that would prevent a person from coming to Restore would be a violent crime against children or a sex crime, things like that. That's the only thing that we really look for that we can't allow that.
You know, I had a guy one time, Chris, that worked for me when I had an IT company back in the Austin area, and nobody would hire him. And I knew this young man growing up, and he got involved in some financial crimes. And, you know, he was telling me a story about how he was literally carrying around and drug dealing as well. And he told me how he was carrying around a briefcase that had $100,000 cash bills in it. And he goes, you know, man, like going from that life and now finding redemption and healing, it's been a journey. But the issue was, and I knew this guy, he had a great heart. He just got involved with the wrong people. And that's typically what happens. You know, you've got a big vision of things you want to do in life, and all of a sudden you meet somebody, and before you know it, you're going down a path that you're like, why am I going down this path? And you know that firsthand, man.
Absolutely.
And I'll never forget this gentleman tell me that story. And he said, you know, nobody will hire me because this is on my record now permanently. It's on my record forever. And I knew him, and I gave him a chance. And not only was he able to did great work for me for a while, but got hired by a major marketing firm. That's awesome. And I think that's important because everyone in life makes mistakes. And you know, there are some things that people do that you're just like, why did they do that? Why did you get involved in dealing drugs? Why did you get involved in stealing money and all these things? But everybody needs to have that opportunity to be forgiven just as Christ has forgiven us.
Yes,
and so I think that's great what you guys are doing.
I appreciate that. We have guys that have dealt drugs, rode motorcycles, just acted out most of their lives, and most of it was because they didn't understand what it was to love or to be loved.
Yeah.
And once that starts to settle in, I get chill bumps when I say that, because I didn't. I had no idea what that was. I had another dude tell me he loved me. I was like, what?
You better back up.
What are you talking about, man?
You know, the power of influence is huge.
Absolutely.
And, you know, and how we treat each other, you know, treat everyone. And like I say it all the time, as long as we're better than we were the day before.
Yeah, it's a good attitude to have. You know, Chris, it was funny how you mentioned the word love a while ago, and I think, and you talked about putting pride aside, and, you know, as men, and there's a lot of guys that are probably watching. I know there's some ladies watching as well, but especially for men, you know, we want to have this tough, like, attitude of nobody's going to run over me, we're not going to do that, nobody can challenge me at this, and it is tough for guys to say the word love sometimes. And I grew up in a family where my dad never failed to tell us he loved us. And my friends thought it was weird. They're like, man, why does your dad always give you a hug and say he loves you? And it's because they were in a family that didn't have that. And You're right on the money, man, because if you don't wake up every day, and that's why we talk about having that attitude of gratitude, but even more just hugging on somebody, telling them you love them, how much that means to that person. Huntsville, Texas is one of these communities, and I was joking with someone about this the other day, and that's funny why you brought it up. I said Huntsville is one of these communities where we can go out in public, give somebody a hug, and tell them that you love them, and nobody's going to be like, what did that dude just say? You know, it's it's a cool community that you can do that, man.
Absolutely.
So,
I've got a lot of people I hug on a daily basis.
Yeah, I'm just kind of taken back now because when you first came in and I met you, we didn't hug each other, say I love you, man. You know. So, but Chris, again, the organization that you guys have, amazing. I love that it's founded in the principles of Jesus. I think that's important. Teaching others to love not only others but themselves as well.
Yes.
And you can visit more online, restoretexasministries.org. They're right here in Huntsville. And a 501c3 organization, and in good standing. We've looked them up. We've checked them out. We do have a lot of organizations that come onto this show, of course, nonprofits, and we do always research and bring folks on that we know are reputable, that do the right thing and say what they're going to do, what they say they're going to do, and say what they're going to say. And you guys do that,
sir.
Tell us about go into a little more detail about projects that you guys do.
So we do a lot of remodel work. Let's see, we've done some work for Homeland Properties. We've had houses that we've gone into that were just completely gutted. We've got one over here on 13th Street right now we're working on that was almost falling over.
Wow.
We go in and we'll sturdy it back up. We're down to the bones on this building now. But we go in and do all the work to get it back up, get it back in shape, put a new roof on it, get it completely remodeled from the concrete slab all the way to the roof. And then we'll do that for customers that have houses that they want that done for. We build fence out on ranch. We do ranch work. We do all kinds of different jobs, just whatever the community calls for.
If someone needs something, maybe there's someone out there watching today and said, hey, I've got someone that's disabled and they have a wheelchair and maybe they need a ramp build. Do you guys do that kind of stuff? And how is that paid for? Do they pay you to do it? Do you quote them?
We do a lot of volunteer work also.
Okay.
I've got a guy going out today to do an estimate for Home Depot, and it's a volunteer thing for the store here in town. They've got a Vietnam veteran that needs a wheelchair ramp built.
That's funny we mentioned that. That's exactly what we're talking about, yeah.
So we're going to go out and assist, and really I've got a guy that's going to show up and give them direction. We've got other volunteers from the college, for other places, but we've got the guys that have the know-how to do it, so they're going to go out and point, and I've instructed him not to put his tool belt on because that's a matter of pride for him, right? But he's doing a great job, and he's doing well with not putting his tool belt on.
Yeah, I love it, man. Well, Chris, I can see the joy just in your face talking about this organization, and it's so important, when you lead an organization, of course, to be passionate about it.
Yes,
and you are a walking, talking epitome of all things good that are happening at Restore Texas Ministries. Somebody may be out there today saying, hey, I've got a fence that needs repaired. Do you do stuff for individuals as well? And how can folks reach out and start that process?
They can get my phone number off the website. They can go shoot us an email. Either way. I don't know if I need to give my phone number out on here. I can.
No, we can. Yeah, you can. We put the website there as well. So folks can go to restoretexasministries.org, a very easy to navigate website too. So just click or tap depending on what device you're on, and you can find out more information here about Chris and the great work that they're doing.
Rob, one of the things I think I really like about the organization is the fact that they can be hired to do something, but it's not only that. It's so much more than completing the project. It's about helping provide, great influence in a life for these guys coming out and that are in the program. And so, it's kind of like I challenge our community to find organizations like this and use them, especially this group. That way they can go in and you get I don't know, I guess to me it makes me happy because it's like a double thing. Oh, you get what you want, but then you're also helping so many more people.
Yeah, and you're helping guys with that next step in their life.
That's right. One of the things that we do on our projects is we try to send an experienced person out there with someone that's unexperienced, so that unexperienced person is learning something while they're there. And most of the time, us experienced guys end up learning a lot from the guy that doesn't know a thing about drywall, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
But we end up learning life lessons from these guys, and then they end up learning this skill. So even as the director, I'm no different than the guy that got there a couple of days ago, because some of the most profound things I've heard came from a guy that got there 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And it's a learning process for all of us. And as long as we continue to grow together,
Absolutely.
with Christ at
Right
the
there.
center,
Right
then
there.
We're doing what we're supposed to do.
I'm thinking of like a life lesson. You're going in, there's drywall that's cracked and busted up, and you're sitting there and you're saying, just as this drywall is cracked like your life, we can put some plaster on it and we can repair this bad boy and get you back on track. So it's good stuff. Well, Chris, man, awesome what you're doing. Awesome to see the amazing work that God is doing, not just through you, but through this organization. So important to get involved. And again, if you'd like to support these men and help them get back on that path, visit the website, restoretexasministries.org. Projects that you need, if you'd like to donate financial support and much more. I'm sure they're always looking for volunteers as well. You can go to the website and Chris will reach back out to you.
Absolutely. I'd like to mention that I think this next week we're looking to do a fundraiser. We're going to do a yard sale, sliced brisket sandwiches, plates. I've actually got an organization here in town that's going to put a 2003 Harley-Davidson Road King that we're going to raffle off.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm going to sell 200 tickets at $100 a piece, and that'll help us to finish our dorm out and get our decor for the walls, the fixtures, ceiling fans, things like that.
You sound so excited about the decor.
I'm super excited about it.
Again, man, you never thought you'd go from behind bars being excited about decor, man.
Right, yeah, it's a bit odd, I will say.
Where is
that's
this
good.
fundraiser going to be held, Chris?
We're going to have it at 3126 Highway 19 at our facility.
That's awesome. So that would also give people an opportunity to actually see the
Come out and
facility
check us
as
out.
well. That would
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah, once we wrap up here today, I'll text you. We'll get more information and we'll publish that on our website. I'd like the
Do you have
opportunity
date
to come
and
out.
times?
I've been working on it. This rain is really holding us back. It's really holding us back. We were going to do it last week, but we were expecting rain from Thursday to Sunday, and then we got like a little bit. And then this week I was going to do it, and it's been raining all week. So we're going to do it next week. We're going to start it Tuesday. It's probably going to end up being at least a week-long sale.
Awesome.
I've got people have donated storage containers full of furniture, all kinds of stuff. We have everything from tools to dressers to, we've got a sleigh bed that is a beautiful old antique, hand carved, beautiful bed. So we've got a lot of stuff that we're going to be selling,
Awesome.
along with the 2003 Road King.
There you go, man. So you got to get a hold of that, and we'll put more information. I'll get in touch with you. I'll shoot you a text message, and we'll make sure that we publish that on our website. So you've got some more information about that as well, and we'll help promote that. So, Chris, man, been a pleasure getting to know you, and again, thanks for hopping in. And Amber out there, sorry that we tied you into Chris Amber, but man, it's great.
Okay. She's at the color bar.
That's right. So she'll let Justin know what's up after that. Right. So, Chris, appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
Great work in the community.
Thank
and
you.
I'm
Absolutely.
not putting any other organization down if there is one, but I don't know of any other organization in Huntsville that's doing what you guys are doing. So
there's not many out there in Texas that
Yeah.
are doing what we're doing, to be honest with you. There's another place over in Madisonville, but they're not quite the same.
Yeah.
They don't.
Chris, before you go, do you guys have Facebook or Instagram and things
yes,
like
actually.
that? People can find you.
We just got our Facebook and Instagram up and tied together. I've got a real good friend of ours we go to Fellowship Huntsville Church with.
Awesome.
That is helping us to get all that stuff revamped. I'm not a social media guy, so I'm taking a crash course in it. Pardon the pun.
Awesome.
that's all right. Well, we posted it on the description of the video, and you can find out more. Go to the website there, and that'll link you to everything. But man, what an exciting morning! Great getting to know you, Chris, and please continue the great work that you were doing, lifting up these guys, and just really fulfilling the Great Commission, leading people to the Lord through what you're doing, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, that'll wrap it up with Mr. Chris Brawley. Again, more information online at restoretexasministries.org. Please go out there and support these guys. We do have quite a few folks that are watching this morning. Sally Hosey chiming in, so good morning to you. We do want to let you know, some of you are wondering, okay, Rob, I thought you give away stuff every single day. We do. We have more of the Wind Down Whiskey Up tickets. We've got one to give away today for the event happening on Saturday, and also another Klein card. You can get that as well. This is a card that will get you discounts. They just added even more places in Willis. So not only in Huntsville, but if you're outside of town, hey, partake in this contest. All you have to do right now is comment. I can't even talk. I'm getting choked up, man. It's all that love we were talking about, man.
Yes.
Just comment with the hashtag Good Morning Huntsville or Visit Huntsville TX, and then also like this broadcast, and then be sure to share it, and you will automatically be entered to win a Klein card and a Wind Down Whiskey Up ticket for this event coming up on Saturday. We've given them away all week. We're going to continue. by the way, look what we got. More prizes coming up next week, courtesy of the Color Bar. So, and then on tomorrow, we're going to be giving away some nice bouquet of flowers. Bridget got mad. She goes, I thought you were bringing those to me. And I said, sweetheart, you got something even better coming on. And Sweet Caroline's, by the way, providing these beautiful floral arrangements now for us. Our good friend Leah Lineback over at Sweet Caroline's Floral Shop. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. More to come here on Good Morning Huntsville. We'll be back in a moment. Hey. I like to just I always wanted to come back with hey. And here we are. Hey. We're back on.
Like in the movie or what?
I don't know. I just wanted to, normally you just wait for that transition graphic and then we come back on and it's kind of quiet. And I'm just hey, welcome back into Hello Huntsville. Good morning, Huntsville.
One day at a time. One day at a time. Man, Justin, thank you so much, because I didn't know anything about Chris. I didn't know anything about Restore Texas Ministries, and now we know all about their work and what they're doing, and Absolutely.
Being able to highlight the importance of their organization.
Absolutely. I have the Color Bar tries to do so many different things, and I get in touch with so many different people, and I'm very grateful for that. Very grateful because they inspire me, I inspire them, and it's just everyone wins. And I've had people that have gone through the safe house, and women that have been there that had needed a job and they were licensed, and give that opportunity, give that chance, and they're still there. They've gone through their program, that they meet all the requirements that I need to meet at a state level, and no one can be convicted and hold a cosmetology license. So all of those things go in to help our community.
Yeah, and I think and I always say it is important, because many of us, we haven't been behind bars. Right. Many of us, maybe we've had some difficulties and we've been in a tough situation, but I guarantee that the majority of us haven't been in a situation like Chris before, and
right.
and pray that we never have to experience that. But at the same token, there are guys like Chris who have been there, been in prison, been in jail, and they've redeemed their lives. And you know why? It's because somebody reached
Absolutely.
out and loved on them. And if nobody would have done that, they wouldn't be there.
What an influence this program has done for him. He went, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he went through this program himself, and now he's directing this. Talk about a full circle. It's just really amazing, and it gets touching. So.
Yeah, no, it is. And it was so good to have, again, Chris Brawley in with us this morning, and we'll continue to highlight his events and other things that are going on. Maybe you're watching this morning and you're saying, I know of a nonprofit or an organization that's doing work in this community. That's what this show is all about. We want to highlight the good that is happening right here in Huntsville and throughout Walker County. Even though it's Good Morning Huntsville, maybe you're in New Waverly and you're saying, hey, I've got an organization here in New Waverly that I'd like to expose. If you're in the Walker County area, and even, on some of the edges of Conroe, we had a gentleman come in here that has a recovery house in Conroe, and we brought them in and talked to him. And so if you know of an organization, or maybe you are part of an organization that would like to be featured here on this show, get a lot of exposure, about 300 to 400 views right now, as we're still just starting out as the day goes on. But it's a great opportunity just to get your name and your organization out there.
And Rob, it doesn't even matter how big you are.
No,
it does.
100%.
There's 250 active, nonprofits here. I love those statistics you provided last week.
200 of them not in good standing. They have not, we won't highlight those.
They probably did. Sometimes that's not that they're not in good standing. They're just a little behind on the filings, right. So, but it's amazing that we have all of this support. very interested. I'm going to go and look up how many nonprofits are in Conroe and Houston and see
Yeah, and that's what
our
we want to
numbers
do.
compared
Is
to.
we want to, and whenever you said, I'm so glad that you said it doesn't matter how small or how big you are. We had Robin Logan on earlier.
Yeah.
She's a one-man show. One
She
woman.
has more than one.
Well, I mean, but at the end, I mean, it's pretty much her, that it got this thing rolling. And so when you think about it, and she's got other people that support her.
Absolutely.
But it doesn't matter how big you are or how small you are. We want to highlight all the good that's happening here in the community. So a lot of events coming up. We talked about that as this week rolls on, and we're going to be giving away more prizes. By the way, want to say one last time before we take our final break, we are giving away another Klein card, getting discounts. You know what I love about the Klein card too? Is that there is a discount on here. The Klein card, if you buy it, is $25.
Right.
But here's something. Justin Killingsworth, the Color Bar offers a $25 discount, one-time use with the Klein card. So basically, if you already go to the Color Bar, why don't you just go buy the Klein card? You'll get your $25 off, and now you've got something for the rest of the year that you can get discounts on.
Absolutely.
Not just the Color Bar. More restaurants, Yummy Yummy, so many more that are listed on there as well.
There are so many other discounts. I want to say that I saw a new restaurant on there.
Yeah, that was from Willis. They just listed that, and I just shared that.
A restaurant, I don't want to say the name because I don't know if it's really on there or not.
Yeah.
But I think the new restaurant across from HEB is on there.
Might be. And all you got to do, just go to kleincard.com, and you can see everything that you will.
Before you even purchase it.
Before you purchase the card. So there you go. We're going to be giving that away here in just a few moments. Also, one more Wine Down, Whiskey Up ticket. We're not going to ask you to sing today, Justin. Yesterday we did. We were singing yesterday.
With Rick.
You missed it. Yeah, Rick and I were singing the new country song, Wine Down, Whiskey Up. It's a top 960,000 on the charts.
I did hear that yesterday. Remember, I was in studio yesterday, and it got me thinking. I went to the Grand Canyon, and we took the train ride from Williams into the Grand Canyon, and there was this artist, and they go train car to train car singing and things. Anyways, he had an original song called Pug.
Was he like carrying around a little dog with him or what?
No, but it's...
And it's about a dog, I would assume.
Yeah,
Pug?
it's on Spotify. Just look up Pug.
Okay.
It's quite comical.
All right. When did you go to the Grand Canyon?
I left Saturday and came back yesterday.
That's a quick trip. Yeah. I didn't even know you were gone, man.
Yeah.
What was it like?
I drove in and came right here.
Have you been before to the Grand Canyon? Never have. What was the experience like?
It was great. Just needed some time after my grandma passing and take some time and spend with my family. And so we just drove.
Anything? You drove all the way there?
Yeah.
How far was that drive?
16 hours.
Oh, my goodness, man.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Tony likes to drive at night. I drive during the day. We're good.
There you go, man. I drove back from Fargo, and I was like, never again. And then I did it like 3 more times. So it's one of those deals where you say never again, and you keep doing it.
I definitely like driving during the day because you get to see so many things. Like New Mexico is beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Well, let's take one final break because we do got to get over that chamber breakfast. It's going to be starting here in about 5 minutes. So we're going to take a very quick break. One final time, Wine Down, Whiskey Up, Klein card. All you got to do, comment right now, hashtag Visit Huntsville TX or hashtag Good Morning Huntsville, and like and share this broadcast. We'll step aside. We'll be right back. More to come here on Good Morning Huntsville in our final segment. Hey, friends, welcome back at it on a Thursday edition of Good Morning Huntsville in episode 23. Michael Jordan episode 23.
Yeah.
Wasn't that his number? Should know this. I
don't know.
I guess I'm like a sports guy sometimes.
You're the sports guy, not me.
Michael Jordan episode today. I reached out to Michael. He didn't want to be on. He's like, sorry, man, I can't be on today. I'm busy, making
no
Nikes.
appearance.
So
Ding.
back at it here, Justin Killingsworth of the Color Bar. a lot of great things happening at the Color Bar, and I want to thank you for your support, not just of this show, but because of your support, we're able to bring on guys and highlight like Chris of Restore Texas Ministries. So thank you, Justin.
Absolutely. You know, it is, I am happy to be a part of this. You know, I count this as a blessing myself, you know. Rob, you came back for a reason.
Came back for a reason, man. And you know what? Heard a message one day that says, get over it. So no matter what you're going through, no matter things that you've faced in life, it may be tough, but swallow it, get over it, and know that you have a purpose. And thankful to be back here and great to be alongside you and many of our other Foundation 5 sponsors and all of our guests. Tomorrow we will have on, I don't think Greg's going to be here. It is going to be Billy Cawthon again from Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
It's okay. He's funny.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And we're going to have a good visitor from MRC Creekside joining us. But it is now time to give away the Klein card and Wind Down Whiskey Up. Get your horses together. Come on down to Huntsville, Texas for the Wind Down Whiskey Up coming this weekend. Come on.
Right.
Here we go. We're going to roll the dice here, and our winner today is going to be, boom, Angela Jones. You have won. Congratulations,
Yay.
Angela Jones. Send us a direct message there on Facebook if that is the platform you're on. Send us the direct message, and we will get this over to you somehow, some way. Justin, been a fun morning.
Absolutely.
We're going to head over to the chamber breakfast. So
yes.
Cutting it a little short today, but that's all right.
We are. Just make sure you check out all the events that are happening downtown and around town. There is so much. I think the rain is going to go away.
It is.
Trying to knock on wood here.
Yeah, we'll be all right. Rain's going away.
You know, the rain is going away, so it'll be a nice and fabulous weather this weekend.
I will. Huntsville,
Speak
as
it into
always.
existence.
Speak that in. As always, we love you. We appreciate everybody joining us today for chiming in. Congratulations again to Angela Jones. We'll wrap it up reminding you this morning we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Good morning, Huntsville. God bless. We'll see you back at it 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everyone.